boom, Thunder knock off Mavs in the big win. Um, this has really changed the series. I mean, if you're the Mavs and you look back and you lose the series, you're gonna come and look back on this game. Um, First of all, the fact that Dallas blew this game, I think is a shame on Jason Kidd and his coaching staff. I mean, at one point I thought 8-22. I know it was where it was a game that just started, but it's thinking that like for the whole game the Mavs had the lead and they had it and they had it. And you really have to commend Mark Dagnall because I'm sure I'm the only one that was like, man, what is OKC doing? They look like the Knicks out there. It's like, man, how I go from y'all just rolling and look like okay, y'all really had a chance to really win the series early to now it's like, oh man, what's going on? I look like y'all might just be out the series. Um, what you know what happened with Dallas? I think is embarrassing. First of all, and we're not even okay. First, we're gonna start OKC. Mark Dagnall, for him to come in and bring his young team in here, lose the first road game, and then for him to persevere and being that 8-22 in that American Airlines Center is roaring, the AC is roaring. It's so weird to call it that, but American Airlines Center is roaring, and they're blowing the top off that place, and it's electric in there. For them to be able to do like, for them to be, for them to be in that kind of setting and to completely handle that and then will their way back into a game that's a dogfight and you're playing against Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving in the home place, I think just tells you like if you think this is a regular young team that you're gonna beat them one time or you're gonna knock them down early and they'll be out of the game. All you just do is just take a go. All you gotta do is get up on them fast and then they're gonna give up. No, this team is and I told that to somebody earlier in the series. This team's gonna play 4 quarters and it's gonna be for a 4 quarter dogfight with them. Good. I mean, they're not gonna give up. It could have been 8-100. Like this team wouldn't give up. Like OKC's fight's not gonna stop. Lou Dort's not gonna stop. Their defense, Wallace is not gonna stop. SGA. But just get to schematic wise. First of all, I'm still trying to figure out why Giddey is starting these games because it's putting OKC back, and and that's why they got down 8-22 early. When you're starting shooting guard in the round 2 of the playoffs for a spot in most conference finals, cannot space the floor and shoot a 3 ball and struggles to really create offense at a consistent level against a good defense and a team with a good rim protectors, it tells you a lot. He can't shoot the ball. He struggles to shoot the ball. Now his shooting motion looks weird. It's weird as heck. He struggles to shoot the ball. And I don't know why he's on the floor. I mean, this is a dude with him. He was in the middle of the floor at the free throw line and had Gafford in front of him. Instead of shooting it, I forgot he did something dumb, but he didn't shoot it. That's all you need to know. And he's a starting 2 guard. Why Isaiah Joe isn't your starting 2 guard or Wallace or Wiggins? It's not. It's like the Thunder have options, and I think that's contributing to why they're getting down so early. Or why the game is not going their way the way like Thunder haven't hit and they talked about it. I think they mentioned it where like the Thunder like man we haven't really been like clicking, like we haven't hit our full potential yet in this series against the Mavs, and I think it's Dagnall holding them back, and here's why. I think as a coach you have to understand rotations, and in the playoffs there's only certain few amount of players on your team that are guaranteed rotation spots, and your rotation depends on the series. So against Dallas, at the end of the day, Josh He's not playing well, so it's already game 4. Why are we still having this? Why is he still playing? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I would have benched Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins. I mean, it'd be better if he came off the bench, but I'm trying to figure out why he's starting. First of all, I mean, if you're gonna play him for whatever, I mean, I wouldn't even have him in a rotation, to be honest. I think Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins are much better players, and it's shown, and they would fit seamlessly because what the Mavs are doing is they're helping a lot of SGA and the Thunder have a class of defense early, especially early in the game when Giddey's it and then he'll miss a shot or he won't. You see, I don't know if y'all saw, but it was not Derek, it was the other Derek Jones Jr. He sent somebody would put on Instagram. He sent Josh Giddey's shot to the seats. He sent his little floater to the seats. You know what I'm saying? And he almost went with the shot. I mean, Derek Jones is so athletic, it's insane. But yeah, I think Giddey's gonna have to come out to starting lineup. I think it would be best if he came in the starting lineup and he got less minutes and they played more with Joe and cut the rotation down and cut him out the rotation. To be honest, that's what I would do. even if it's a 7-8 rotation. I think that's what I would do because you need to have somebody around SGA. Because right now, I mean, Lu Dort's he's cool, and I know we know about Lu Dort's on the floor. And the thing about Giddey is he's not giving anything on the defensive end. He's actually not anything on defense. He doesn't do anything on defense. You could even I wouldn't be if you kind of it would be crazy to call him a liability. Like he doesn't do anything on defense. I don't know about liability, but he just doesn't do it. Like he's just there. Like you know what I'm saying. It's more just gives Mavs more ammunition and more makes it easier on them to pick on him and attack him. You know what I'm saying? So I think Giddey needs to come out the series and they need to put Joe or Wiggins or Wallace. I think you saw the rotation, the lineup they had at the end of the game with Williams, Wallace, SGA, Shet, and Dort. And that's what I thought at the beginning of the series that the Thunder should run more of. I don't know if I told y'all that, but I thought the Thunder should run more of Wallace and Dort because then, especially I was thinking the start line, but especially once the game actually gets in the flow and you can, you're in between the beginning and the end of the game, you can get in there even at the end, but definitely in the beginning of the game, some point, second, third quarter, in the middle of that game, at certain points you can run that rotation because when you have Wallace and Dort and you can match it up with Kyrie and Luka, you have two guys who can make Luka and Kyrie work for every shot they take, and you're two guys you can trust, you can leave on an island versus those two guys. And I think they should run that more, especially with the fact that Wallace can actually hit the three at a high level. And you've seen that when Wallace was in the game and they had a two guard that could actually space the floor and actually shoot the three ball, the Thunder were actually able to win this game. If Josh was on the floor, he probably wouldn't have won it, to be honest. You got to make teams pay for doubling off Shea or doubling off Williams or collapsing in the paint. You have to. That's what Dallas is so well. It's a modern NBA. If you can't do it, then it's just gonna be hard for you to win. That's why it's been hard for the Thunder to win these last two games. So I think that's the big step they're going to have to take if they want to eat. If they want to, really treat themselves to something. That's something they really have to work on because I think Dak knows how to think about the lineup because like I said, Wallace was just a lot better. You seen that was I think they really did and I said that to somebody. It's my bad. I gotta make sure I say that on here so I can show y'all. But really, you know what I'm saying? If y'all think, oh, he's just saying, I gotta say it on here. But if I didn't say it, I'm saying it now. Wallace and Dort need to explore that lineup more. And it needs more lineups where the two guard can shoot, and like Isaiah Joe, I think would be perfect because he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, and he'll kill, and then he can do stuff off the dribble, and especially if he gets hot, he really could, you know what I'm saying? That could really kill him because right now here's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, the Mavs are gonna switch up how they're playing SGA. The way they're playing SGA right now is they're going 1-on-1 and let SGA go 1-on-1, and nobody in Dallas. I promise you, nobody in that Mavs can. I said that at the beginning of the series. I need to start making this known and saying it and clipping it, but nobody, so that way y'all can see when it comes true, I can show y'all. Nobody in Dallas is in one-on-one can guard SGA 1-on-1. I think Dagnall has done a good job of exposing that, and they run the same play. We all seen the top of the key, right below the 3-point line, catch the ball, he goes to work. His mid-range is so elite. I've never seen it. I've literally never seen anything like that. I was past Kobe. I came in the back end. I just started watching through that Kevin Durant free agency. I've never seen anybody with a mid-range. His game, his mid-range game it's a way that he has such little space to work with and still somehow scores every time. It's what's so beautiful about his game. It's so wow. I don't sometimes I'm like, there's no way. For me, I couldn't imagine playing in that little space. It's like he's playing basketball in a phone booth. It's just there's no space. And you could tell there's something he's worked on, tight spaces. And just working, getting off touch, because it's like they just put him in a phone booth, and he gets to go to work in 2-3 dribbles. You can tell he's working on this, and he just gets to a shot. He's so good at it. But Dallas, nobody in Dallas on that Dallas team could guard SGA 1-on-1. He's been the best player the whole series, and they're gonna have to find a new defense to run if they wanna really, because he really carried them, I think, in the third quarter and throughout the whole game, especially in the second half when they was throughout the whole game. He's carried them. But whenever they lacked offense, SGA was there to save them. Especially, he went on I could have sworn he went on a run by himself at some point in the third or fourth. I think he did that multiple times where he just with his shots and they're just the shots he was hitting was and ridiculous. But here's the thing, and the Mavs haven't done, and this is on Jason Kidd. He's been playing the same defense the whole time. SGA has been killing him the whole series, and he hasn't changed. And now you get burned for it because guess what? SGA gets hot now. Now you have a superstar player. I mean, he's a superstar. If you don't think he's a superstar, then I don't know what to tell you. But he's a superstar player, and now what he's doing is he's roasting you, and now it's late in the game, and you already let him get hot. Like that was just almost too late. And then on top of it, he never even changed. They still kept running the 1-on-1. Oh, we'll let you do whatever. Like you cannot just let SGA dictate what move he wants to make. You cannot let him dictate moves he wants. You can't let SGA get comfortable and say, yeah, I know, and his coach can know we run this play, and you can be comfortable doing that all game. You just can't let it happen. So I think for Jason Kidd, he has to do a better job. First of all, on the defensive end, they have to figure out something with SGA. How they're gonna play that. And I would be surprised if the Mavs kept running the same defense they're running now, 1-on-1, and letting SGA just do 1-on-1 because that's not working. I mean, we're 4 games in, and he's destroyed him in four games in a row now with that defense. So that defense also doesn't work. They need to try something else, or this series might not end well for them, bro. And for the Thunder, just to finish on them. Like I said, I think I said it earlier in the video, but what a great job by Mark Daigneault on this young team. Like I told somebody before, this is not a regular young team. This team's not going to give up. They're not going to stop fighting. They're going to keep competing, and they play like they've been here before, and they're hungry. That's like Minnesota. They're hungry. Like they're like, okay, but we may not have the experience that Kyrie and Luka and not have played here for a long time, been used to playing here, but man, hey, we're ready to play with anybody. Tip the ball up in the air. It no matter if it's in Cancun or wherever. The Turks and Babos, Turks and Turcos, and whatever it's called, vacation spots. It doesn't matter if it's in Hawaii or in the middle of the ocean on a damn cruise ship or an airline ship. They play basketball games in the air, on little ships. OKC don't care where it's at. And I know Dallas is easy, but for a team like that to have that kind of mentality, this ain't the regular young team. They're special, really well coached. And for them to come out that game and persevere like that, because Dallas was really rolling and that place was really electric. At one point, I thought this series was over. I thought, man, OKC's not going to win this. This is how. I mean, they just don't have an answer because they really struck. They finally were able to kind of patch up the pick and roll. They've been getting killed for that 4 games in a row. But I thought this game was over, and I see them come make a run, and then Wallace Mark Daigneault finally got his head. I need somebody. It's pretty hard to win games when you don't have when your 2 guy can't shoot the ball. He finally put in Wallace way against Isaiah Joe. I mean, Giddey got in there I think in the 3rd, 4th quarter, but he played them the rest of the game, most of the game. But OKC, this ain't a regular young team, and man, I really think, this is I'm shocked. I mean, that's a veteran Mavs team that they really went out there and really to come back the way they did and really fight. That's some special stuff. Even with Jalen Williams, I mean, the dude had more shots to attempts than he did points in the 4th quarter at one point. It was at the point when he had hit that big shot and he went to went the other bench. He hit like a big floater or something like that on Kyrie. Got fouled down one. He had 15 shots, 9 points. He was struggling, and that's what something I always tell young players is just the only way you're going to shoot yourself out of a shooting slump or out of a rough game is if you keep shooting. No one's ever shot themselves out of a slump by not shooting. You have to keep shooting. So their mentality is just not of young players. They have a veteran mindset, and you could tell it's been coached into them and it's been taught to them. So I got to give a great congratulations. I got to give a round of applause to Mark Daigneault. He did a great job coaching today, even though I still don't agree with Giddey. I think he really, I think he's kind of holding his team back. That's the one thing I say about Daigneault. I think with Giddey, as he's holding his team back offensively. And I don't know how long he'll get away. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see how that works out for them. But he's really getting away with Giddey being out. I mean, with Giddey starting. I'm not a fan of it. If you're gonna bench the guy and you're not really playing, what's the point? Why not just start somebody? I don't get it. They signed a contract that he has every game he plays in the OKC jersey he has to start or something. I don't get it. He's not. It was a bust. It's a bad pick. It didn't work out. He is not gonna work out in OKC. But going to Dallas should be embarrassed. Just as embarrassing loss. Today was a series. I told somebody earlier today that today was a series. And to have the lead they did and you blow that in the back end of the game, Well, first of all, you kept running your own defense at SGA. That was pathetic. You've been running the same defense for 4 games in a row. It hasn't worked for 3. It didn't work for 4. Like, I don't. I don't know why they continue to let SGA do the same. I mean, we all know the move that's coming, and they just let him. You let him dictate the game. He's a superstar player. It's not gonna work. And you don't have anybody of Lou Dort or Keith Wallace caliber just to say, "Oh yeah, go guard him." Like I'm sorry, but Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ Washington are not gonna cut it. Like I wish you could. I know y'all want to say it can, but it can't. I mean, we just see it's not gonna cut. Like the stats prove nobody in Maskin could guard him 1-on-1. They're gonna have to change their game plan, whether it's icing the screens, whether it's bringing two and getting the ball out of the hands, or forcing him to down the baseline, or forcing him to let's get the ball out of the hands, or forcing him to take shots he doesn't want to take uncomfortable shots. But y'all have to. They can't let SJ dictate the game on defensive. It can't happen, and it's all Jason Kidd because you've been letting it happen for 3 games in a row, and you could have fixed it, but you didn't because you thought, oh, I'm winning, so what does it matter? And you got comfortable. And you know what I'm saying? Like this is a series. I think Dallas thought they won a series when they went up 2-1. Jason Tatum went up 2-1. You know what he said? Man, it's a long series versus Cleveland. It's a long series. 2-1 really doesn't mean much. Like until you get to 3, I don't. There's no. Oh yeah. Until you get to 3, then I can see. Okay, you know what I'm saying. But once you get to when you got 2, it's a long man. You got a long series left to go because all it takes is one game like what happened today, and we've got a series now going back to OKC, and now Dallas is in trouble. So for Kidd, I think that's just bad on him coaching wise, and I would have to have somebody explain to me why the heck Daniel Gafford wasn't in the game. I'm still trying to figure that out. Did he foul? Like I don't. That was another thing that kind of confused me. I don't remember him fouling out. They usually like announce like and then like they have a little thing on the box screen on TV. I don't know why Daniel Gafford was in the game. He's obviously the better big between him and Lively. He's a veteran player. He put a lot of pressure on a rookie, and asked a lot of him to go play. I would rather have and he's been a better player throughout the whole series. So yeah, I don't know whether I don't understand why Lively's in. But for Dallas, I mean, first of all, Luka missing that free throw was massive. Some people compare him to LeBron, and he can get in that. And when it comes to free throws, he might be comparable. That's something that both haven't been really elite at. And we'll see if he can improve in his career. I don't know if Luka really cares to improve in that area, but like LeBron doesn't even see that he cared to improve in that area. But we'll see. But we'll see. That's something that's very LeBron-esque as a free throw. That free throw he missed was huge. I think I ended up putting them down 1. It would have tied the game, I'm pretty sure. It just can't happen. That kind of game, you tie that game, you never know what can happen. You can't miss it. He can't miss that free throw. You can't. And that free throw kind of embodied his whole night. First of all, the torture chamber has arrived. Lou Dort. Y'all want to trash on him when he plays when Luka rips him apart. Last game, y'all have to give him his credit this game. I don't care what you think is this, that, or the third. I don't hear nothing about no fouls. I don't want to hear nothing. You got to give him his credit. Because at the end of the day, look, at the end of the day, when Luka plays great, y'all want to give him his credit. When Dort plays great defense, y'all got to give him his credit. The same way I give it to Luka. He played great defense on Luka the whole night. He was following up the court like this. Great defense. I just think the fact that and that's what I was wanting to see from Dort is that not that you're going to stop Luka on a night-to-night basis, but for increments and maybe even for just the fact that as the series wears on, knowing Luka literally announced himself after the Clippers series, I'm tired. And then if you thought Man was playing some defense, Dort's turned it up. I just think the fact that Dort's matching his physicality and Dort's matching his energy, like, look, I don't know if y'all saw, but he was talking to Dort, trying to trash Luka, and Wallace kind of hold him back, and they both teamed up on Luka. Hey, man, keep that. We're going to get to the end. But I think that was just speaks volume. But for Lou Dort, I mean, Luka really did. I mean, Luka talks, and he really when he embarrassed when he does something to you, he lets you know about it. And Dort, I mean, it was clamps all day from Dort. Dort and Wallace did a great job on a man. But yeah, Dort. Yeah, I got to give Dort his credit. I mean, just you cannot give Dort his credit. He played great defense. I told that episode of the season there could be games where Dort takes Luka out. Like he could really give Luka fits, and he's showing that. Game 1, he showed that. You can maybe even argue game 2, but now game 4, he showed that again. He could really give Luka fits. Luka made some, and then the shots Luka made, on some of them was, the rest of calling the game, Dort couldn't, like, some of the shots Luka made, a lot of shots Luka even did make on Dort were a lot of them, like, I can't do anything or else it'll be a foul. It'll be a foul on me, and I can't foul out. Like, it was not much. Like, Dort's trying to contest, and that's all he can do, because if he gets any closer, they're going to call a foul. So even some of the shots Luka was making were just like, okay, that's good offense beating good defense. It wasn't even like Dort could do it. It wasn't anything Dort could do about that. Dort's playing the best defense he could play on Luka, and I think it's really giving him fits. And he's making Luka work for 4 quarters and 4 quarters and 4 quarters and 4 quarters, and again, and then in a couple of days he'll work for another 4 quarters, and a couple of other days, and the game after that he'll work for another 4 quarters, and it goes against it, work for another 4 quarters. So that's what Dort's bringing on a night basis, and the fact that Dort is so, you see, but like he can match Luka's side, like Luka a lot of times can just like guard, he could dominate guards, or he can just bully him like in the paint, stuff like that. It's like, oh, get off me, and one. With Dort, you're not gonna bully Dort. Not to the point where it's like, oh, I can back you down all day, or take you to the low area, or take you to the paint, and then say, get off me and one, and give it to you, and drop 40 on you something. So it's not to that point. And man, I just think Dort's played some really good defense, and y'all have to give him his credit, because he's been a heck of a defender this whole series, and he's played some good defense, and he's done a job of, man, just constantly being on Luka, and not losing like any confidence, or not losing like, oh man, I just get like, that's not gonna work out. He keeps fighting, and his mentality, and that's another thing. This is a young team, but you couldn't tell he plays like a veteran. And Luka got me last 2 games, and I'm gonna come back out here. I'm gonna show him something. Like, I'm gonna show him. So I think Dort played a heck of a game, and then he had a big 3 at the end of the game. I think that's another thing too. OKC is if Dort could really start shooting the ball better, and Dort has to be smart on offense. He's making some dumb decisions on offense. It's a young team, but he has to go back and look at the film, and when this series is over, or if they don't make it out or not after the season, he needs to go back and look at the film. I don't know about the Pelicans, but the Mavs series, he made some really questionable offensive decisions. He needs to get better with, if they're going to make him a guard and stuff, like he's going to be in the game, late game, stuff like that. He has to, in the game, he has to understand, yeah, I know you're a heck of a defender. I think Lu Dort's he's gave Luka fits 2 games now, game 1 and game 4 now. He's giving Luka fits for sure. Maybe in game, you could even argue game 2, you give Luka fits. I'm talking about fits, I'm talking about, like, I don't say completely shut down, but he shut somebody of Luka's caliber down as much as you could. Luka scored maybe 21, and it was a very inefficient 21. And it was a hard-earned, tough basket after tough basket 21. Some Luka magic mixed in there. Hookah magic, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Lu Dort, I think, is putting on a show. And like I said before, I think he's showing the makings of a Hall of Fame defender. Like, Lu Dort